Good morning. Welcome to Market Mashup, our weekly recap of financial markets and what we have on tap for this week that might impact stocks and bonds. I'm Scott Nasca, President, Generation Capital Management. Mixed market last week as we had the Dow Jones down 1.1%. S&P 500 was down 30 basis points or 0.3%, and the NASDAQ was the big winner, up 0.4%. So mixed markets. Markets are definitely investors are definitely favoring tech stocks right now over the financials and industrials, as you see with the Dow and the S&P lower and the NASDAQ higher. The two-year bond return is at 4.01. The 10 years at 3.50. So we've got a 51 basis point inversion, which is the two-year treasuries higher than the 10-year in terms of yields. The short end, which what we usually call as an inverted curve, which will normally lead to economic slowdowns and recessions. So please pay attention to that. We're not seeing really any change in pattern in terms of the inversion of the curve over the past, 8, 9, 10 months right now. So, markets are still unsure in terms of the economic viability going forward. Also, with the Fed raising interest rates a lot higher on the short end, you're moving up that end of the curve a lot higher, as the Fed tries to dampen inflation, which still continues to show signs of, stickiness out there. So you want to pay attention to that. We've got, some data coming out this week, retail sales numbers coming out on Tuesday. We have housing starts on Wednesday, and then jobless claims on Thursday. We do have a lot of Fed speak coming out this week with the Fed governors talking 14 times in all this week. So there's a lot of information coming out from the Fed. So you want to pay attention to see if they provide any updates in terms of views on interest rates, views on the economy, inflation outlooks, just to get an idea if there's any change in their thought process going forward. Looking back, it doesn't provide a lot of information, but any outlook that they might have that might be different than what the markets are focusing on. Right now, the markets still believe that the Fed's going to lower rates towards the end of this year. So if you hear any governors coming out and saying that's not the case, or we've got to be resilient, keeping rates higher, might have to raise rates even more, that might cause some unsettledness in financial markets as well as in the bonds market as well too. We also have retail companies coming out this week with some earnings. Pay attention to that because it gives an idea, the pulse of the consumer, to see if they're spending, see how their credit card, if they're using debt more to basically maintain their lifestyle. So you want to pay attention to that. The Fed is definitely looking into that. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Website www.gencapmgmt.com. Our team is ready to answer any questions you might have. Provide a second opinion to your portfolios out there. Be happy to take a look and just make sure that they're allocated the way that they should in order to meet your goals and objectives, and that your risk tolerances matches pretty much your view in markets and your peace of mind. So we're happy to answer any questions you have. Just provide a second opinion out there. Just give you some ease of mind to make sure everything's going forward as you look to the future and focus on retirement or any other expenses that you might have going forward. We also have financial planning services. John's Top Tips is out there on our website. Please take a look. Happy to help out any way we can. Once again, my name is Scott Nasca, President of Generation Capital Management, and this is Market Mashup. Have a great week, everyone.